What is up, y'all? It's your boy 314 Cam back here with another video. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hope everybody's been good, been great. It's been a while since my last actual video post. I've been really diving deep into shorts and stuff, but today I wanted to do a video on something that I loved and hold very dear to me. It's the Fantastic Four First Steps movie. I want to go ahead and give a non-spoiler review. Technically, the spoiler embargo has been lifted, but I don't want to be the guy to spoil something for somebody else. So I'll do a non-spoiler review real quick. I have seen the movie multiple times. I saw it opening night and then a couple times afterwards. I was originally going to post this video on opening night, but I want to see it a few more times so that I'll be able to give a real honest, okay, I loved it, hated it, whatever it may be, right? Rather than just doing some recency bias. I also wanted to do this with Superman. I just didn't end up having the time. But to make a long story short, Fantastic Four First Steps was an amazing movie. Okay, it does have its flaws. It's not perfect. It's amazing. Not perfect, amazing. The movie itself is really, really, really good. Don't get me wrong. So I'm gonna do a quick little off the top of the head list of pros and a quick small little list of cons as well. And then at the end of this, I'll give my own numerical review, right? And then I will probably watch it at least one or two more times before I decide where I'm gonna rank it at based on all the Marvel movies post Endgame, right? But I will give a numerical review number at the end of this, and I will also just for video's sake kind of compare it on which one I like more between that and Superman. Okay. So first things first, the movie itself, let's go through some cons just to get those negative things out the way so we can get to the good stuff with the positives, right? So first things first, the cons. I did have a few cons with this movie. Like I said, it's amazing but not perfect. A big thing for me was Mr. Fantastic's abilities. Okay, now I know making somebody stretch and stuff can be a little weird to play with CGI, right? But I did feel he was ability-wise, only ability-wise, he was the most underused character in the movie. We saw Sue do some very powerful things with her powers. I won't spoil. Johnny used his powers a pretty decent amount. I actually think Johnny may have used his powers the most out of anybody. Ben Grimm, I mean, he's the thing. You know what I'm saying? As long as you see him punch a few things and just kind of exist in his own right and show some strength feats, that's him using his powers, right? But Mr. Fantastic does not have too many action scenes with his powers. He has a few small scenes where you see him use his powers to kind of just help him out with the daily life stuff. But other than that, he only has 2 or 3 actual action scenes with his powers. And he just kind of felt power-wise only, once again, underused. Now, to counteract that, this is a positive. Mr. Fantastic as a character was actually my favorite character in the movie, okay? Which was surprising for me. I very much expected my favorite character to probably be Human Torch or Thing, but he was my favorite character in the movie. Pedro Pascal, okay? Somebody who we all, not we all, because I honestly didn't have any doubts, but a lot of people doubted as Mr. Fantastic, does an amazing job in this role, okay? He definitely steps deep into the character. He brings a lot of the Jonathan Hickman run of Mr. Fantastic and stuff like that to life. He definitely feels like the smartest man in the world, right? Which was a big gripe we had when, John Krasinski had his cameo in Multiverse of Madness. Pedro definitely brings that smartest man in the world vibe to it. He definitely brings that more cynical, kind of intelligence to the role as well, whereas he specifically states in the movie, I think of all the worst possible scenarios of everything first, right? That feels very, very similar to Jonathan Hickman, but he also does at the same time show a lot of emotion, and he does a really, really, really good job of showing you what it would honestly feel like to be that smart and still not have the answer, right? He does a great job at bringing the character to life, bringing the role to life. He brings a lot of charisma and energy into it. So that was pretty cool. Another small con I had with the movie was overall pacing, right? So with the movie, it's not paced poorly per se, in my opinion. I think it's actually really well written, really well put together. But a small little few pacing issues I did have. A big one for me. The movie kickstarts like right into some montages and some really fast paced stuff that I won't spoil, right? But shortly after that, well, after like the first 30 minutes, it does slow down pretty significantly. And there are some moments in there where it feels like some scenes may have been cut where the movie was supposed to be a little bit faster, maybe have a little more fast-paced things going on in those moments, but they decided to cut those scenes and maybe slow it down possibly, because it does get really slow-paced for about a good 40 to 50 minutes there. And the movie's only 2 hours, right? A little less actually. So for 40 to 50 minutes of there being a little slow pace, that is, pretty significant amount, right? So it does get a little slow pace, and there are times where I won't lie, there were times where I felt myself feeling just a little bit bored, right? But once again, to counteract that, a pro with the movie with that was, even though there was that, like I said, 40 to 50 minutes where it felt so slow paced, the movie itself has terrific writing. The actors and characters all feel amazing. The actors do a great job of making you believe they're a family. They have good chemistry and charisma with each other. Everybody plays their character really well, brings their character to life really well. So it does make the slow pacedness feel watchable. It doesn't feel like to the point where you're like, dude, I'm finna get up and leave. I'm finna cut this off. I'm finna go to sleep, whatever. It's just a little boring at times, right? But with the great acting and the great story writing and plot devices they use, it still makes it extremely enjoyable, right? So those are my only two cons. So to get into some pros, and I know whenever you get reviews and you get more pros and cons, everybody who wants to be a hater calls you a shill and whatever other word they want to use. I don't care, honestly. I love movies. I love superheroes. I'm gonna do what I want to do, right? So to get into some pros, I already talked about my pros with Pedro and how he ended up really proving a lot of people wrong and doing good with the Mr. Fantastic role. I want to kind of talk about everybody else. So one, I think Vanessa Kirby does a great job as Sue Storm. A lot of people grew up with maybe the Jessica Alba version of Sue Storm, et cetera, where we don't really get to see her be the emotional core of the team, right? We just kind of see her be like, oh, the pretty girl on the team, that's it. Vanessa Kirby does a really, really good job of being the emotional rock heart of the team, okay? She's very emotionally intelligent, whereas Reed is every other type of intelligent. So whereas Reed lacks a lot of the emotions, Sue does a great job of bringing it in, and I feel like Vanessa portrays that perfectly, actually. She does a really good job of just making you feel not only the emotions of her characters, but also kind of the emotions of like the other members of the Fantastic Four, the world that they're in. You feel the emotions of some of the side characters. She brings that to life a lot. She understands them. You even see her bond with a few people in the movie in ways that other characters cannot. So she does a great job with that. Another person who really surprised me was Joseph Quinn as Human Torch. He does a great job at bringing Human Torch to life based off more the new, more modern versions of the character, right? We saw Chris Evans, super funny, sex symbol type of Human Torch, right? Johnny Storm. That was great. But Joseph Quinn does a good job of showing you that Johnny can be funny and smart, right? He's very smart in this movie. He's also hilarious as always. He has a great brotherly bond with both Ben and Reed. Sorry. So he does a great job with showing that. But what I really loved was that he was able to bring both charisma and intelligence to the character of Johnny, because a lot of people think Johnny's dumb just because he's funny, and he's not. Johnny's always been smart. Every member of the Fantastic Four is smart in their own right. And I'm glad that they showed that Johnny is not dumb just because he laughs a little bit. So I love that as well. That was pretty cool to me. And then, of course, the biggest pros of all were the villains, okay? First of all, Galactus. Thankfully, my boy's been freed from Cloud Purgatory. You no longer see Galactus in live action and only have an image of a cloud that pops up, right? That's terrible. We got a real, authentic Galactus. First of all, Ralph Ineson brings the voice acting that man does is insane. I know he was in a practical suit, so I won't just say voice acting because he did the physical acting as well. But man, that man's voice fits what I always imagined a comic book Galactus would sound like. He was terrifying. I saw the movie in Adobe Cinema IMAX, so every time Galactus spoke or even made a subtle movement, the entire theater was booming, right? Every second that Galactus is on screen feels terrifying, okay? And as we all know, the Fantastic Four is going to come into the MCU at some point, right? So you fully expect them to lose in this movie. Like, Galactus genuinely feels like a character that's unbeatable, right? With just his sheer presence alone. Okay. So 10 out of 10 on Galactus, no complaints. Another pro for me personally, and I've been reading a lot of comments on different social medias. A lot of other people agree. Silver Surfer Shia LaBeouf. Julia Garner does a great job of bringing the character to life. A lot of people, when it first was announced, was upset that they weren't doing Norrin Radd. I personally never cared because I'm like, dude, it's not Norrin Radd. It's a different universe. It's Shia LaBeouf, so that means we get Norrin Radd in the future. But she does absolutely fantastic as Shia LaBeouf, and she does a great job of being the apprentice or heir, to Galactus. So yeah, I do just want to give her props. There were a lot of people doubting her just for being a female version of the character, even though Shia LaBeouf exists in the comments, and she does a great job of proving those people wrong. So I did love that. And yeah, that's my long-winded thoughts. And overall, I did all of that yapping to say I do give the movie an 8.7 out of 10. Like I said, there were moments that could have been better. A movie's not perfect, but it's still amazing. An 8.7 on my scale is great. I feel like anything over a 7 or 7.5 is amazing. So 8.7 is amazing to me. And as far as where I rank it against Superman, I did personally enjoy Superman as the better, more fun movie, right? But I felt like Fantastic Four's writing was also significantly better in terms of that. So they kind of go hand in hand. I wouldn't be able to choose which one I like more overall. I love them both. But Superman is definitely more fun. Fantastic Four is more well-written. But that's my review, guys. I appreciate you looking out at my channel. Keep checking me out and subscribe. Thanks.